How to handle the struggles of a business. Well, you've come to the right place with that advice, seeing as I technically do have a business and probably breaking dozens of laws because I don't think about the business at all. And I think that that is the reason that I have had a successful business over the last half a decade. I think it is because I don't think of it as a business. I think of it as a mission. I think the major reason that 9 out of 10 businesses fail is because people put a lot of their ego into the business. Now, there's other reasons that nobody wants your product. That's something that you should probably... That's a struggle in itself, eh? No? Yeah! Cronulla! The way that you should be looking at a business, because there is those instances where you are just selling something that is not required, say sand in the Sahara Desert. What a dumb idea. Who'd want to buy that? Is there anybody to sell to? This is some camel. I'm interested. So, if you are in that situation where you are losing money in a business, the first thing that you obviously have to do is say, is my product desirable? You know, obvious stuff. But the thing is that I think that a lot of people give up on the business, and the reason is because their heart isn't in it. If your heart is in something, nothing will get in the way of you doing what you enjoy doing. It is that classic saying that the why is far more important than the how, right? So that if you have the why, 80% of the puzzle is solved instantly. Now, I remember early ages of my business, you know, back in the bad old days of 2015, there would be times where my business would have no money in it whatsoever, and I would have employees looking for a paycheck, and I would say to them, that's it. You can either go or you can stay, and the ones that stayed on are the ones that are now, you know, have like a stable income. Well, in this day and age, they not only have a stable income, they're actually earning a lot more than a lot of people in little crap jobs that, you know, some spin-off of OneTel or whatever it is the kids use for their mobile phone services these days. How did OneTel go? Can you find that out for me? They are in this limbo, I suppose, for the rest of their life, of just doing the business. Not inspiring. And the thing is that it starts fatiguing you. And every setback feels like a setback. Doesn't feel like that when you're on a mission. It just feels like another quest. A mini quest, which is, ooh, your taxes are due and you don't know how to do them. Beep, 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 beep. Time to take the King Arthur sword out. Google search how to do it. That's pretty much how my business is formed. Now, I know that it's obviously different for people that have a physical business as opposed to a digital business. There's a lot of costs and startups of that, and maybe a business plan is good. I'm not talking about that because I have no experience in it. I'm just talking about the general philosophy of what helps you get through the psychological drain and stress of owning a business, because I completely empathize with small business owners when they say, you don't know what it's like. It's so stressful having to pay 2 people's wages. Yes, it is. It is a psychological weight, but the point is that all of those weights become a little bit lighter. It's kind of just replacing rocks with fake rocks in an aquarium. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more references of that at the moment. That's my new obsession. Yes. But those people that seem to overcome the odds and keep pushing forward and create something of true last and value. And I think it was in the book Good to Great as well. It was saying the same thing. They don't see it as merely an exchange or product of service. They see themselves on a mission. They see themselves on trying to better, you know, the industry, or even bigger than that, the world. They have something that puts themselves in a bigger context than the business. I think that this is a huge point in all of self-help over and over again, which is, first of all, get outside yourself, but second, think big. And if you're thinking about what you're doing as a business, yes, okay, that might be a bit bigger than being an employee, the fact that you're an employer and you have all of these little moving parts. But it's still very mundane. There's nothing really spiritually fulfilling about it. I think the thing that pushes you forward is if the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. In those situations, what helps you get through it is if you see what you are doing as having a greater purpose. So I want you to write that down. If you are thinking of starting a business, or if you're doing anything in life, what is your mission? The business is not the main focus. The business is a vessel in bringing about that mission. When you have that bigger image, everything else that seems like little bullshit in the way, you just think, of course it would be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a mission. It would be a business. Idiot. Just being very like, you're a fucking moron, aren't you? Just having heard this for the first time ever. Can't you absorb it instantly? Like my dad with driving lessons. Just do it now, go! But that is the way that you should be thinking about whatever you are doing in life. What is the bigger picture here? When you have that bigger picture, all of the other problems just la, 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 la. Because you're focusing on the big problem. And it's that same kind of saying of just, don't sweat the small stuff, and hint, it's all small stuff. When things are really put into the context of just like, oh God, I've got to fry these chips in my chicken shop. Yeah, we all know what that reference is towards, don't we? If you listen to the podcast, and if you don't, inside joke, you wouldn't get it. But when you're in that situation, if you have that mission, and say that you are running a chicken shop, just for argument's sake, but say that you are running a chicken shop, right? And you're sitting there every day saying that, I don't know, like your mission is to just make enough to break across the red line, that you have the same mission as Scott Morrison, back in black. See how it kind of just keeps getting bigger the more you look at it? The main reason the Liberals suck ass, I think, is because they just have such a narrow, teeny view of the world and like what their vision is for leadership. It's always just, like, I want to get the budget back in surplus. Mad. So you're a North Shore housewife. Glad we voted you. When you look at Labor's vision, it's always something huge, like, I want to weaponize education. I want to move the economy into this. I want to transition it into the green revolution. I want to like interlock it better into Asia. There's all of these big machinations and ideas at play. Ow! My elbow. This video's over. I'm going to have to nurse my wounds. Big machinations at play, right? Because there's a mission there. When you read the mission of the Liberal Party, what is it? It's just like, the individual's important. Anything else? Suck business's ass. There really isn't much of a philosophy there. When you read the mission of Labor, it's kind of just like, a fair go for all Australians, making Australia better than it is. There's that philosophy there. Whereas the Liberals are kind of just like, no, it's just fine as it is. That's what I hate about them so much. It's just this kind of like stagnation of like, it's not broken, is it? Obviously, is what we've learned over and over in the principles of self-help, that if you are stagnating, you are getting worse, right? So you have to be constantly improving. That is your only option in life. Sorry, anyway, let's go back to the chicken shop. Did I ever tell you that I hate the Liberal Party? Huh? Have you heard that about me? So, if you are running a chicken shop and you are just thinking about, getting back in black every day, or, I need to go get chicken, that's your mission. Well, that's going to get really draining, isn't it? Because it's the same as everything else in life. I think that the human mind needs something bigger than its current external circumstances to aim for, something to inspire it. But if it's constantly just saying chicken, it just gets roasted, now you can serve it, roasted, serve it, roasted, serve it, roasted, serve it. That's going to get a little tiring after 30 years unless you are a fat old Greek man. They seem to love that shit. But everybody else, you need something bigger than that. So if you are running a chicken shop, I would suggest that you would have a mission of, I want to make, I've never even thought about this before, but just like some little pointer suggestions. I'm trying to feed the town that I am in. I'm trying to feed the town a nutritious meal that they will accept and eat. As soon as you start having these ideas, the mission starts to become more expansive. And if you are thinking, how do I feed a town? Well, then marketing takes on a different flavour, doesn't it? As opposed to, how do I trick people into buying chicken? Suckers. It has this kind of feeling of, like, geez, I would really like these people to have this meal because it's cheap and it's efficient and it's quick and it gets them going on with the rest of their day. I'm kind of part of this military operation of making this town chug along. And so when you're thinking about it from that angle, all of the other aspects of it, even when it comes down to, so obviously the marketing, when you think about how you're going to market that, those ideas will permeate into the ad. When people see the ad, they're just going to go, I think we just see that people treat each other right. I'm going there instead of Red Rooster, right? But also, From your day-to-day, when you are going through the mundane of it, your mind isn't there. Your mind isn't thinking about the daily stresses of it. Of, oh no, we're running out of chickens. Oh my God, we're running out of chips. It's just like, oh, we're running out of chips. Anyway, I've got to think about feeding the town. How do I feed the town better? That is how you move along in life. And I think that it is the same in every business, in every industry, when it comes to comedy. I think that the reason that I'm able to pump out so much content consistently while so many of my fellow brethren fall in the wayside or never even produce much content to begin with, I think the reason is because I have a mission. They don't. And as a result of that, I am inspired every day to get up, push, make it better, go further, go harder. As a result of that, I have a more loyal audience than they do. I don't know why I had to just say that. It's sucked into them. But it's just because I look at it differently than they do. They just think like, oh yeah, I want to tell jokes because I like being the center of attention. That is most comedians' missions in life. Clearly, from my work, you can see that that is not my mission. My mission is to change the Australian government, or at least help as much as I possibly can in doing that. Right? That means I've got more things to do in a day. That means I'm going to push harder, push longer, all of those things that you're stressing about and not having the energy to do it. I never even think about energy. I just get up, I do that, I go to sleep, I get up, and my days get longer and I get more insane as a result. But at this point, it's kind of just natural for me to wake up, 6, 8 a.m., go to bed at 2 a.m. That's what I do now. But you only hear of those crazy hours in, you do hear about it in small businesses, obviously. And you know what you always hear it in those Silicon Valley things of, we need a better search engine. I hate those stories of like, let me tell you the inspirational story of weedy little fuck that graduated from Yale. But, I suppose I am a little weedy little fuck. Didn't graduate from Yale though, yeah, School of Hard Knocks, UNSW. So anyway, what you don't hear about a lot of the time, you only hear about that in the corporate world and they're kind of forced to do it and it is soul-sucking because they know that their job is kind of damaging the planet. But in my instance, when I go to sleep and when I wake up first thing in the morning the next day, I don't have any of those, the whole day. Nothing really ever hits me. While the rest of my employees might be running around of, oh my God, I can't believe you let a hacker on Facebook. Yeah, you handle it. I suppose it's really cunty of me to just, I'm not going to worry about it. I got big things to fry. But the thing is that all these things that do stress a lot of other people out, all the logistics, all of the organization. Now, thankfully, I'm at the position where I can hire other people. But back in the day, when I used to have to do all of that stuff myself, it never really bothered me. It was just another thing that I had to do to move myself forward onto the mission. And I also had this understanding in my head that because I had that mission, there would be more people attracted to my business because they believed in that mission as well. And they would work very hard as a result of that, and that their work would have meaning as well because they would see their input as being part of that mission as well. When you start having a mission, you're not only helping your own psychology, you're helping the psychology of everybody who works for you, and as a result of that, you actually start moving towards that mission. And your business becomes completely irrelevant. It's just another cog. It's just something that helps you get there, as opposed to being the end goal. I think that's what's so important about it. You want to be constantly putting the thing that you're doing in perspective. And the way that you do that is by aiming for something much bigger than yourself. So, as homework, it doesn't matter if you're an employee, it doesn't matter if you're an employer, it doesn't matter if you're an aspiring employer. I want you to write down what your mission is. Now. And it doesn't matter if you're wrong about it either. You can change it. This is all the thing about it, like, oh, what happens if I don't reach my goal? Oh, I've got news for you. Set a different goal. Did you ever think about that? Probably not. You suck in every way possible. Every single way. I bet you even have, a disproportionate amount of eyelashes. Gross. Alright, so I want you to write down what your life's mission is. And when it's your business, if you do own a business or you're starting up a business, I want you to link in why your life's mission is served by the business. Not the other way around. Not that your mission is to serve this abstract idea. This is the other thing about a business, right? Really, what is it? You can say that your business is physical because it's actually there, but you could transform it into being whatever you want, really. Like say that you're owning a restaurant, you could change that into a cafe, couldn't you? Or you could change it into a teach yourself cooking masterclass. You can do a lot of things with that equipment. It doesn't necessarily have to be the vessel that it is right now. That doesn't actually exist. All that exists is the mental imprint of it. So, I want you to think about that while you're writing it down. How does your business help your life's mission? Anything that you're doing right now, how is this moving you towards your life's mission? Those are the two things. First of all, get a life mission. Do it now. Get your notebook out, listen to your little happy music from SimCity 4 or whatever you prefer. And then the second point is, I want you to link why your mission is being supported by what you're doing right now. Right now. How is what you're doing right now helping that? You want to be moving your mind into thinking about that more and more, because the more that you think about that, the more you focus on that mission. And the more you focus on that mission, the further you go towards achieving it. That's how you get rid of the stresses of running a business. You don't think of it as a business. You think of it as a mission. Give me questions. Like the video. Thank you very much for watching over these years. I really appreciate it. And you know what? I'm going to start saying this. Tell a friend. Tell a friend about it so I can turn this into another business and make more money from it.